Hi, this is Joel Persinger, the Gun Guy. Thanks for watching my videos. I wanted to show you today a Remington Nylon 66. This is a terrific little .22 rifle. Remington made them for quite a long time. I think they stopped making them in the early 90s or late 80s, somewhere in there. And they started thinking about it in the 50s, if you can believe that. During the latter part of the 1950s, Remington didn't really make a .22 rifle that was worth beans. In fact, I'm not sure they made one at all. And they were trying to come up with a competitive version that might be inexpensive. So in order to save money, they were supposed to, really trying to get away from the wooden stock and the expensive aspects of the gun. I think they first started looking at trying to replace the barrel with something cheap. That didn't work out. So since they were part of DuPont, kind of joined at the hip there, and DuPont had this wonderful product called Fiber 66. It was in that particular line of fibers that they made women's nylons and hosiery out of. They came up with this stock, which is completely made out of that fiber material. They renamed it nylon. And the Nylon 66, some people think that comes from the year that it was invented. That's not the case. It wasn't invented in 1966. They were actually figured out pretty much by the late 50s and then launched in production a couple years later. But it actually came from Fiber 66, which they renamed nylon. It was Fiber 66, and they renamed it Nylon 66. And that's where the name of the gun came from. But the entire receiver, everything on this gun, except for this aluminum cover plate and the barrel, receiver and everything, is all made out of this polymer. And honestly, polymers were not something people made guns out of back then. I mean, people looked at this thing and thought it was plastic, or it was a toy, or it was a pop gun or an air gun or something. And when they realized it shot .22s, that was kind of amazing. Anyway, Remington gave these to their sales reps, and they had to go out and shoot thousands and thousands of rounds through them through adverse conditions just to make sure that they would run. They tested the tar out of these things. And so they became very popular with outdoorsmen, people that had them out in adverse places like Alaska and so on. In fact, if you've ever read the book Into the Wild, McCandless, I think was his name, was a character in the book who was actually a real guy. When he went and marched off into the backwoods of Alaska, where he later starved to death and died, the rifle he took with him was a Remington Nylon 66 by all reports. And they do function in really horrible conditions because they are supposed to be self-lubricating. Well, this one was built somewhere around 1969 from all I can determine. And as you can see, it looks almost brand new. It hasn't got a scratch on it that I could find. It is in an outstanding condition. And having shot it a little bit, I can tell you it just runs like a well-oiled machine. It's a great rifle for its age, and it's light as a feather, accurate as accurate could be. We're going to run out on the range here and shoot it for you here in a couple minutes. But if you ever happen to get a hold of one, I don't know what the prices are now. I know they're collector's items a little bit at this point. But if you can find one that's in this kind of shape, boy, I'd snatch it up if I were you. It's a great rifle. The Remington Nylon 66. Nice piece of firearms history, and one of the first guns that I've ever heard of that were made almost entirely of a polymer. Very cool little invention between DuPont and Remington. Anyway, I've talked enough about it at this point. Let's take it out on the range and shoot it a bit. Now this rifle is really, really light, but yet I found that once I shouldered it, it was really simple to keep it on target. This particular rifle was shooting a little high, but I didn't fiddle with the sights. I just shot it the way it was. It's fed with a tubular magazine that feeds in the buttstock, and it holds a lot of ammunition. I put 13 rounds in there, and I probably could have put more. I don't know. I didn't test it. I just loaded it up with 13 rounds each time. Once I put it on the bench rest, I was very impressed with the natural, inherent accuracy of the little rifle. It stacked them pretty much a little area I could cover up with the size of my thumb. And I thought, wow, that's great. Squirrels or rabbits or whatever little game you were hunting wouldn't last long. Even if what you were shooting was tin cans, it would still be great and a terrific rifle to shoot. And that's the Nylon 66, old Remington, piece of Remington firearms history, and a terrific rifle. If you ever get a chance to get your hands on one, you should. They're lots of fun to shoot, and they're quite a memorabilia piece. I don't know if I'd take it out and beat it up in the woods anymore, but it sure would be fun to have available to go out and plink with once in a while. But you certainly could. You could hunt with it, do whatever you want with it. They're very, very durable. In any case, thank you very much for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. I will look into these a little bit more and write a little article about them on GunGuy.tv. So if you'd like to go to my blog and see that, just catch the link and you can click right over there and you can look at that particular article. We'll link it up for you. Also, if you wouldn't mind, if you would like and subscribe, it's on one side or the other here. I can never keep that straight. I'd really appreciate it. The more of my videos you watch and the more subscribers we get, the more videos we can produce for you. Also, if you have not already joined the National Rifle Association and you're not a member, you should be. If you don't like the NRA, I understand some people don't. I do, so I'm going to recommend that you join them, and you can do it on this link right here. We've made it as easy for you as possible. It'll save you $10 and you can join NRA for less than the cost of one box of ammunition and add your very valuable voice to the millions of people who have already joined. I encourage you to do that. If for some reason you're on a device where you don't see that link for some reason, I get it. Go ahead and go down to the description under the video. I've put the link there for you too. You can also subscribe there if you wouldn't mind. And if you get a chance to come out to the P2K Range and visit us, please do. It's the best range in San Diego County, if you ask me. It's where I teach, and I'm there a lot. So if you happen to come by, hey, look for me. If you see me, say hi. Maybe you and I can shoot together. That'd be kind of cool. Have a great week, and thanks again for watching.